Good morning, Fish Beach Bum Investor. Here with your cryptocurrency discussion and report for 5th of December 2017. Just going to post up on Discord so we can stop the beeping. Crypto Wave investment crew all fired up this morning with interesting action in the market overnight. Just going to jump into the chat and post up in Discord. Won't be a sec. Komodo's had a really good run. IOTA, super strong. It's been some really good movers and shakers in the crypto economy in the last 24 hours. Live now. All right, cool. So I've just posted up in Discord to bring the crew over for today's discussion. I'll close down Discord now so we don't get that beeping going through the whole conversation. G'day, Z. Crypto Chronicus, Mike T. BB Junkie. Few in early today. Good to see you guys. Might just pop over to the screen share and do a quick update on the market first day. It's been an interesting 24 hours, and then we'll get into having a look at some coins. One in particular, IOTA today. We have been talking about it for a little while, but we'll get onto that more in a second. Let's have a look at the overall market to start with. Give me 2 seconds, because I am getting more efficient at this. Screen share. There we go. Might have to start doing tutorials on how to do live streaming. Okay. Coin market cap. I'll get back to the chat in a second, guys. Just have a quick look at the market first. So we've gotten back up to the $350 billion mark. Brilliant to see. $13 billion in trade volume. So nice and steady with a BTC dominance of 55.7%. Bitcoin itself has been really, really strong. Let's get to view all so we can see. I like to go to view all so we can see further down the list, and we can also see which way it's trending in the last hour. Thank you, Dor, for closing in the middle of my stream. Bitcoin, $11,699.80 and continuing on an upward trend. Now, one of our Discord group this morning also has his own YouTube channel, and that is Roland in crypto. Anyway, his name's Roland. Anyway, I had a look at his video and his assessment of Bitcoin, and he said he can potentially see retracements coming in Bitcoin based on his technical analysis. So it's a good little video. Go and check it out. It's on our YouTube section over on our Crypto Wave Investment Crew Discord group. I quite enjoyed the opinion and that opinion from a technical standpoint. Ethereum, it's at 470. Not much movement either way, really. It's been pretty steady. It was around 468, I think, when we came in at this time yesterday. So, yeah, up a little from the last 24 hours. Bitcoin Cash, same sort of thing, quite steady. Now, this has been the big mover and shaker in the last 24 hours in the top market cap, being IOTA. $2.71. Has retraced a little. Was it actually even a little higher than that earlier? But wow, 40% gains in the last 24 hours on top of, I think, 30% the day before. I got in right at the right time. Well, not really. I could have got it at 44 cents, but I didn't. And I ended up picking up just under $1, and then I hit it again at about $1.30, I think it was. I'd have to double check, but really, really happy with that sort of growth. Now, we'll talk a bit more about IOTA in further detail. So let's just go down the market first a bit further, see what else is happening. As you can see there, it's a good mix. I mean, Litecoin's been performing brilliantly. I said for a long time I like the growth patterns, and you know, it's just chipping along at that 1 or 2% per day, which does add up to be quite substantial. And you can see Litecoin here at $103. So really good action. Monero continuing to go from strength to strength to strength. Well over the $200 mark now. Neo itself, good run up, 10%. Lots of green figures over the last 24 hours. Good mix in the last hour or so as the markets wake up in Asia and decide what sort of day it's going to be there for each coin. Hey guys, we got Lisk, good run up on Lisk. I identified it yesterday as too cheap. These two in the last 2 days have been the ones that I said, okay, this at 12.50 and that sort of between the 7.50 and 8 mark is probably buy time. So I'm really happy with that because, I mean, Lisk had already had such a big run up, so it's hard to call where to buy it again. But I went on the philosophy that I'm sick of selling out of all my Neo and then needing Neo for an ICO. So I'm holding on to my Lisk. I'm trading it a lot less. I'm selling out of a lot less and holding on to it because if there's a big ICO that comes out that I want to be in, I want to have as much Lisk as I can already ready for that ICO. Waves, really good run up. Adora up 28%, a lot of big movers. The cat coin, Mona coin, which, by the way, guys, if you haven't seen the information coming out on these digital cats that are being traded, one went for, I think, as high as 200 Ether, like $80,000, $90,000. almost $100,000 for a digital cat. Incredible use of the blockchain there. Steam's been on an absolute bull run, guys. Really good to see. I've been calling that. I said 86 cents. I mean, under $1 is ridiculous. I said until we get to $1.80, I've got to keep calling buys on it. And it's great to see that sort of return. At Johnny Crypto, Zhao, he's a blogger on Steam, so he'll be happy because he's been earning Steam. And now that Steam that he's earned has just increased in value, as am I. Stoked about that. Good platform, continuing to be developed, continuing to build their community. I think this is still a valuation that could be increased going into the future. We'll see how things go. It's kind of like the crypto version. If anyone here is new to crypto and you're on Medium, it's kind of a crypto version of Medium. Vertcoin's going from strength to strength. Look at these 7 days. Just crazy. $8.42. My goodness, we got this at what? Under $1? As low as 60 cents right here on the Crypto Wave Investment Crew channel. Hey, Salt has been excellent. I don't own a lot of it, but I'm stoked because I don't think Wilkie has any, and I love beating Wilkie. So Wilkie, I got Salt and you don't, and I got 20% gains in the last 24 hours. Komodo, another huge one that Wilkie doesn't have. So again, extra happiness for fish. Komodo's done going from strength to strength, guys. I was hoping to get $3 valuations on it by the time I was ready for the Monet's ICO. I'll now be, be getting, by the looks of it, if this bull run, I might even get above that value going into the Monet's ICO, and I get those 30% extra Monet's by investing in Komodo. So I've been prepping myself that for a long time. So really, really happy. Hey, let's have a look at PIVX, continuing on a nice growth pattern. Really, really strong over the 7 day, and now just starting to steadily grow. $5 acted as brilliant support. It only popped below there momentarily and has gotten bullish again. So a slow, steady growth pattern, but excellence to see. One that I'm getting really bullish on, guys, more and more bullish, is Golem. I actually started accumulating this for the first time since I first got into the crypto economy, and I actually started accumulating it a couple of days ago at 32 cents. So I'm stoked to see that sort of growth in the last 24 hours. 10x, another one, but look, it's been a green day. I think most of you will find that your accounts are at all-time highs. Whoa, Monaco, interesting. This has been the coin. This was asked about in the Discord group this morning by one of our members, and they said, "Oh, what do you guys think about Monaco or Monaco, depending on which part of the world you're from, on how you pronounce that?" But I said, look, my understanding was that they'd essentially taken all the value out of the token by not paying any residual income to the token holders, which was the original plan, something similar to 10x, I guess, or pay token. So I said, to me, what value does the actual coin hold itself? And there has been an alliance, or some news, not an alliance, some news come out about being available on Visa and things like that. So it was something to do with the strategic alliance, a partnership, some sort of deal with Visa. I'd say that's what's driving that price, but I still struggle to understand the value in the actual token itself if it's not providing, any sort of residual income for the token holders. What reward is there? Just the growth in the token itself. I don't know. Okay, so that's it's a good looking market. Civic, this will make Ethercept happy. He's like, no, I don't think he's actually invested. I'm not sure. He might hold Civic, but the point is that he believes that his solution coming soon will actually provide a more comprehensive solution than Civic. So if Civic's doing this, maybe Ethercept can go massive with his crypto. Hey guys, you remember I said a couple of days ago, storage? Oh, come on. It was on my end of my video last, 4 days ago? 4 days ago, I said storage is undervalued or potentially undervalued, and please make your own decisions and all that sort of stuff. Hey, another one that's going to be Ethercept, and a lot of the Crypto Wave Investment Crew, actually. A few of us are in on Verge, and that's had brilliant growth, 17.76% in the last 24 hours. Great to see. That's actually getting close to historical highs from my knowledge. Roughly close to it anyway. So great to see for Verge support. It's great to see for Ethercept there. All right, guys, I'm going to come back to the chat. I think we've had a good look at the overall market. Chainlink started to move. We called this at 18 cents, I think, on the show. Maybe as low as 15 cents. So, yeah, it's dipped a bit, but really good move prior to this dip. Up 20% in a week. You take these returns every day of the week. Substratum's been strong. Still strong over the 30-cent mark. Good to see. A lot of our coins here. Rise has done well. I picked that up under 25 cents. It's now at 53 cents. So again, can go back on my videos if you want. I said I thought it was good buying under 25 cents. This is bragging time for fish. Hey, Voxels I picked up when it was a $2 million market cap coin. Can you believe that? I wrote an article about it on Steemit about 5 or 6 months ago. We Trust picked it up at 25 cents. It's just been a super, super week. So yeah, I'm going to come back to the chat, say good day to you all. I think we can stop with the screen share now. Stop. Okay. Hello, I'm back. Fast crypto news. I wonder if it'll hit $3 again. I'm assuming we're talking about IOTA possibly. Power Mark G, yeah, we can get onto that. You just bought two cats, Tan Kai Tong. You are not alone. Johnny Crypto bought a cat, a digital cat. Very, very interesting. G'day, Pablo. Okay, back down to live chat, guys. So I'm here with you now. If you've got any questions, we can have a chat. But hey, why don't we start about talking about IOTA, one of the big movers in the crypto economy in the last 24 hours, and indeed in the last 48 hours. It's had growth on growth. 2 solid green days back to back, which is not always the case in a very volatile economy. It's hard to get those big double-figure green days back to back, but IOTA have achieved it, and from a very high market cap to begin with. Now, I probably first started suggesting 2 weeks ago when I heard one of my favorite and respected YouTubers for sure in what's his name? Coin Mastery. I really respect him. I've got a lot of time for him, but he was saying Bitcoin Cash is a good hedge against Bitcoin. And I disagreed with that one theory. And I said, I think IOTA is a good hedge against Bitcoin because it's a completely different technology. It's a technology that if they get it right is promising to speed up as it gets used more. It's it's counterintuitive. That's what I wrote in the description. It's counterintuitive in that it shouldn't speed up as the demand on the network increases, but that's essentially what IOTA is setting out to achieve. Now, Vitalik himself, I can't remember the exact quote. I don't know an exact quote, but he came out saying something akin to IOTA could take on Bitcoin. Simple as that, because of its Tangle technology. So for those of you who aren't aware, it is essentially transactions verifying other transactions. So that's how they get the network effect of speeding up the more people who use it. Very, very clever. Now, there was a security scare a couple of months ago, and that's when the price dipped down to 44 cents. And that's when Wilkie went yum, yum, yum and bought it all up, and fish scared, and fish waited until it kicked back to 80 cents. Silly boy. Nevertheless, did get it at 80 cents for my first lot, and then sort of stacked up all the way through to $1.30, $1.50. And I think it's got, for me, it's a great hedge against Bitcoin, because if that's successful, right? If you've got no matter how quick and cheap Bitcoin make their transactions, but even if they get it down to a penny per transaction again, it's difficult to say that they're going to be as good as IOTA, as long as IOTA's security is proven. The thing that Bitcoin has on IOTA at the moment is history, proven history, and that's important. So we can't undervalue that. That's important. But I'm saying as a hedge against Bitcoin, because people talk about diversification being important, and that's why they're taking Bitcoin Cash. My investment strategy was to hedge against Bitcoin, which I still like. Never had anything against Bitcoin. But if I'm going to hedge against Bitcoin, I'm going to do it with IOTA, because it provides a completely different value proposition. And if we're being real, if it gets it right, something that Bitcoin might not necessarily be able to compete with as a currency, as a store of wealth, yeah. But I don't think if they're even getting down to $1 transaction, 50-cent transactions, they can compete with a free network. I think you'd be in the fractions of a penny. They probably could, but wouldn't. I think their mining profitability would go down if that was their transaction rates. So yeah, for me, I started pitching this theory a couple of weeks ago. I said I'm hedging with a completely different technology, not the same, which is Bitcoin Cash. So yeah, it really, it really did get me thinking about why I was investing in different value propositions. And for me, IOTA is definitely one that opens the eyes. You know, a transaction-free network that is fast and secure. I mean, yeah, that's kind of what we're looking for, right? So I've hedged with IOTA. Tangle technology, I suggest you go read up on it. It's very clever stuff, guys. Tan Kai Tong. Hey, Fish, did you check on Hashgraph? Another thing, check out Hashgraph. Yeah, cool, bro. We can have a look at Hashgraph. Let's get it up on the screen for you. I haven't had a look at it personally, but let me just make sure it is on CoinMarketCap so I can, before I go over. Hashgraph. Is it even a coin, or am I getting the wrong reference? I can't see it here. Or is it an ICO maybe? So it hasn't been listed on CoinMarketCap yet, possibly? Not sure. Futures December 10 says, Mark G, my guess BTC drops in the short term. I have a similar theory, to be honest. I think it will. And also, so did Roland, actually, in his thing. I just think it's, you know, it's big growth, right? You guys have got to think about, I was watching on Roland's video, and the 200-day moving average is under $5,000, which means we're currently sitting over, you know, 2.2 times above the 200-day moving average. So, yeah, I think it's certainly possible with short betting coming on, like shorts coming on. It is possible, guys. Like, there's smart people, the people who play these markets. My granddad told me from a young age, and I thought he was just a, you know, conspiracy theorist crackpot. But he told me from a very, very young age when market moved, it's just the big boys playing with their money. And that's what he told me. My grandfather ended up being very, very successful, by the way, by the time he did pass away. But that's what he told me. He said it's the big boys playing with the money. And I just thought he was, you know, oh, Pop's just going on conspiracy rants again. But he's absolutely right. And that can certainly happen even with a market cap the size of Bitcoin. It is possible. And this is not fear, uncertainty, and doubt. This is possible. I don't have any reason other than that they could do it to believe that this is why it's happened. But it is possible that the growth we've seen from the 5,000 mark, 6,000 mark, wherever you want to call it, where it was quite stable, up to 11,000, is simply guys who know the markets well enough to know that they can buy up it. Bitcoin, send it to an astronomical price and buy up enough of it that they can dump the crap out of it, cause a massive panic sell all the time while they've already bet on the shorts. So they clean up on the shorts and then just buy back Bitcoin again when it bottoms out. So they make money as the market goes up and down. It is possible. Like, it's not, I don't think it's super likely, but it's something I'm preparing for just in case. I've already told you guys, I've taken profit on this run up. I've taken some profit out of the economy. Had to do it. Responsible. I couldn't ignore it. So yeah, I took some profit out on this run up. That way, if the market crashes, I'm kind of like, yes, I can buy back cheaper because I'm sure it will restore again. Everyone's got to make their own decision because it can certainly keep moving. This is a very bullish market. Mark said, imagine if BTC did drop to 5, market would go crazy for everything. Yeah, it would. That's absolutely right. Because of the infancy of the crypto economy and the fact that coins are quite heavily tied to the overall market cap. If people are fearing on Bitcoin, they're going to fear on PIVX, they're going to fear on IOTA, they're going to fear on Vertcoin. You know what I mean? It tends to lead that mass market mentality and mass market psychology, where it's not specific news for any individual coin, and that could be triggered by, you know, if big financial groups have taken that approach and they've said, hey, listen, we can buy up a crap load of Bitcoin between now and when it hits CME trading, and then we can just go short on CME markets for like multi-million dollars shorts. It is possible. I got no reason to believe it's actually definitely going to happen or anything like that, but it's possible. Price predictions for IOTA, fast crypto news. It's a tough one to predict, man. But I think I think that it'll either be a very, very serious contender at the very, very top of the crypto economy. So it depends on a couple of things. It depends on the overall market cap. A lot of people are starting to talk about the multiple trillion market cap, like the 3 trillion mark and things like that. I don't think that's unreachable. I think it's ambitious because they're talking about that by the end of 2018. I'm thinking more the end of 2020. But yeah, if it was to hit that price and it was to get up there with a big amount of dominance, I mean, it's at $7 billion total market cap at the moment. So let's say it was to reach even a Bitcoin Cash valuation. Let me tell you, this is such a better alternative. It's still got 4x to go from here, right? So you got a $10 per coin valuation right there. And that's just to get to Bitcoin Cash. Now, if we actually talk about it being a serious contender to Bitcoin or even a second option to Bitcoin, and it achieves somewhere near Ethereum's market cap of 45 billion, which is certainly possible if the technology works out as well as the development team are hoping. That's 6.5x from here. Now, 6.5x on can we save me the maths and call it $2.50? That's $16.25 per coin from a $2.50 point, 6.5x. So yeah, man, I don't know. The sky's the limit depending on the total. Well, the sky's not the limit. I just gave you some limits there, depending on the total market cap of the overall crypto economy and depending on how much dominance IOTA can hold. It's tough to predict, when that's going to happen and exact price points, but from a mathematical standpoint, it's not that hard. You work out entire market caps and divide it by the circulating supply, and that'll give you a per coin price, right? So you sort of make your own judgments based on the technology that's available in the economy, whether you think the entire economy is overinflated as a whole or whether more money will be coming in. It's a lot of different calculations, simple calculations, but a lot of them to run to get a really good estimate on price. But I think IOTA is one of those ones, like I've said this from a couple of weeks ago. I said I'm getting into it, I'm diversifying simply because it's a coin flip for me. It could go big and take on. Hag is now being a digital cat.
You got a new digital cat?
Yeah, you're for sale now. We'll sell you. I'll sell Hag. He's a digital cat. Do I get 200 Ether for him? Please.
No, 250, brother.
250. Go away. Yeah, so I thought IOTA was always a good hedge against Bitcoin. I think it's a coin flip. If the technology has security issues long term, it could completely fail. And I think that if it is successful in trying to achieve what it's set out to achieve in having a zero cost, fast, secure digital transaction, peer-to-peer digital transaction network, $7 billion is scratching the surface and a true drop in the ocean of what this could be valued at. But it's a coin flip because it can go completely the other way. So that's how I'm trading it. I'm trading it as a coin flip. I got some money into it, and it's kind of like I didn't put a bunch into it because it's either going to work or it's kind of not going to work. Oh, you didn't, Tan Kai Tong. Oh my goodness. Tan Kai Tong bought $150 worth of digital cats. Oh, you're banned from the chat. No, just kidding. Everyone's got their own things, right? Chris Sikos. Oh, everyone's sorry, guys. I missed a lot of the chat. Just saying good day to everyone. Is it possible for Coinbase to add IOTA in 2018? Fast Crypto News has asked. Well, of course it's possible, man. There's going to be a lot of movements in the crypto economy in 2018 as there's more demand for it. As there's more demand for more coins, it makes sense for, especially fiat exchanges like Coinbase. It does really make sense for them to make more coins available because if people get lazy and just buy it straight off their exchange, you're going to pay 4%. Coinbase are going to plane up. I've heard they're going to add Bitcoin Cash. I heard that, and I'm sure that's probably been paid for, which is something that happens regularly with exchanges. The centralized exchanges do ask coins for money, substantial amounts, to be listed on the exchange. I don't think this is going to be a trend that continues because I think the decentralized exchanges will shake that market up, and centralized exchanges won't have any reason to be asking these astronomical amounts. Just catching up. Crypto Chronicus is on a big, well, he's on a fish style rant. Digicats, kids can really move markets in other sectors. They can, man. Cats have become a huge fad. Well, Jiao got in early. I think he's already breed. You can breed these digital cats. It's ridiculous. Coinbase probably going to add lots of alts. They announced a couple of days ago they were in dev of a way to offer more alts. Yeah, cool. Mike T, it frustrates the hell out of me, man. I spoke about this yesterday. I got to tell you, like, I don't want to go on too big a rant, but I've made training videos for Binance that have, you know, for me, I'm not a big YouTuber, so I know the big YouTubers go, oh, so what? And my training videos got near 3,000 views. I've got 10 people who have come in under my referral link to Binance. And yeah, I've got to agree with you, Mike. Mike just said anyone, you know, it really annoys him that PIVX isn't listed on the Binance community vote for this month. It is a real point of mine at the moment because, and honestly, even getting away from shilling the bloody company I work for, Vertcoin, why were they not added? And not just because I hold Vertcoin. I'm saying that second and third in the last round of community voting. We did a lot of publicity work for Binance, essentially. And I think that that has some value. And for them to turn around and say that you just missed out, but you don't even qualify for the next round, and to add coins that are far further down the market cap, I'm not sure that that is listening to your community, because thousands upon thousands of people voted for Vertcoin and thousands upon thousands of people voted for PIVX. So surely those coins should be given first preference, if anything. They've been shown to be the most popular for community vote behind Zcoin. So why were we not giving an opportunity? We applied for it. I believe Vertcoin applied for it as well, and we were both rejected. I don't understand it. Yeah, I know. See, if you want to know, well, no, I don't want to do it. Like, the highest I've heard of us being quoted from an exchange is 70 BTC to be added. 70 BTC. Approximately 770,000 US dollars to be added to an exchange. That's the highest I've heard of us being quoted. I won't name which exchange quoted that. One of our top developers at PIVX said it is 6 hours of work to add a coin to an exchange. 6 hours. By the way, this 70 BTC that we were having to pay to get listed to this premium exchange didn't secure our position on that exchange for longer than 6 months or 12 months. I can't remember. So essentially in 12 months, they could demand another ransom. Not going to work long term. Grant Roger said that back in the day, it was like $3,000 to get added to Bittrex. Mate, Bittrex added PIVX for free. One of our devs spoke to one of the, I think the owner or the founder or whatever of Bittrex and just said, hey, and this was back when we were not even PIVX. This is before PIVX days. So yeah, we found Bittrex to be very reasonable to deal with when you're talking about $700,000 being quoted by the ones. What's going on with Icon? Are we hyped? Are we hyped? G-Spec Gaming? Let's have a look at the futures market for you. I think it's dipped a little last time I checked, but yeah, man, I'm still hyped. Although, interesting, I want to bring up something because, guys, it's important to take everyone's opinion into account, and it's important not to channel yourself down to, oh, we've gotten onto the next big thing. We're all going to be rich and get too attached to a coin. And I'm going to get onto that in a second. I'm going to actually screen share one of the comments that was left on my videos this morning. And I think it was a really good comment from, I can't remember the name, but we'll get onto that. Icon futures trading at $1.28. So nice to see. Still well above where we bought it, but below the $1.50 internal market that we set in the Crypto Wave investment crew. But I just want to share something with you guys. I'm just going to go over here to screen share and check this comment out because it is a good one. And it's an alternative view to us crazy people who can get a little bit carried away with how good we've done at getting in at ICO and the rest of it. So this just helps balance us out, which is why I think it's important to look at. I think Icon's brilliant, but I think it's important to take into account all points of view. So we're going to take a look now. And this was the notification, Chad Tyson. So this is a cool comment. Just I hate how it does this. It always flicks me over to that. Oh look, I'm live now. Woo! Okay, so I just wanted to have a look. Here we go. Chad Tyson. Don't think the futures price is really anything to go by just yet, as there is hardly any volume on the exchange. Excellent point, Chad. I'm also in on ICX, but think the prices will drop once tokens are released. So that's pretty cool, guys. We've got the alternative view there. It's great when I get those comments left. I don't always get back to all of them, guys, but I do read almost every comment that's left. So if you do want to leave a comment, please do. I'll get back to the live chat now and push pause before I get echo. No, yes, did it. All right, and now I'm coming back to you guys. How expert am I getting at this presentation thing? Producer of his own show. Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, I'm hyped about it, but it was a good sobering second opinion there from a fellow Icon investor, and kept me a bit more level-headed about it because there are good projects coming out, and and even really solid projects can get missed. Oh yeah, thanks Pablo. Hit the like button, please, and subscribe if you're new, especially, and join you're welcome, guys. It's an open investment discussion group. We're not elitists, so you're welcome to join the Crypto Wave investment crew as well. It's a link in the description. Please do. We have good conversations over there. We get really different opinions, like spirited debate. We try and keep the personal attacks out of it, but I think it's a really safe space that most people enjoy and feel comfortable in sharing their opinion without the fact, they might get debated, but no one's ever going to get shot down and called an idiot or things like that, unless you debate Wilkie and he tends to get a bit aggressive. Might have to kick him out of the crew. Hey, Joe. How you going? Hey, Intercept. Yes, the like buttons. We just spoke about the importance of smashing a said like button, Intercept. Verge, mate. Verge had a big bull run. Looking real good. We had a look at the market just before. The more I had a look at that cost platform as well, I had a bit more of a look over that. I quite like it. Multi-wallet, got an exchange. I think the multi-wallets are going to be, multi-wallets are going to do well in 2018. I've said that several times. I haven't actually had a look at their multi-wallet or they've ever actually got it functioning today. Thanks, Joe. We'll get onto that in a second. But I like it. I think it's an exchange that could use a little bit more work on the user interface. But when I realized they did actually separate BTC and Ether trades, low market cap, guys, you got to think about the valuation of like Binance and Ethos. By the way, I had a look at Ethos, starting to get more bullish on that too. Looks really community driven. You guys know I'm focused on that. So yeah, there's a couple there in the sort of multi-wallet, I guess, race, if you like. And I think that's going to be a growing sector in 2018 within the crypto economy. So I might have a little bit more of a look at that cost exchange and have a look at the features that they're offering and delve a bit deeper into that. But, at a $7 million market cap or whatever it was sitting at, let's have a quick look. I tell you, that's, it's one of those ones that if it achieves a Binance sort of status, we know Binance has gone up to like a $200 million valuation. So you got 15, 20x growth on costs. Yeah, cost is still at, it's 8 cents a coin, 8.5 cents a coin, $7 million market cap. It looked like a reasonable platform to me. I don't know. There's some inflation to come as well on the cost coin, but there are most of those exchanges and most of the coins running that model. So, yeah. Joe's dropped a little bit of news. No, I didn't get in on Cardano, Joe, but Joe's dropped another bit of news and said, Neo, first Korean listing today. When you say Neo's got their first Korean listing today, you mean on on Upbit, like a KRW pairing for Neo? I thought that was already available. Is that new? I'm not sure specifically what you're talking about, but Neo has had a good run up, Joe. And the good thing is I bought some Neo. I bought some Neo to get into that that Q-Link ICO, bro. And I had a little bit of left over. Like I had like 5 Neo left over, so the 5 Neo I had left over has run up nicely. So yeah, it's good. Hey, Sayed Colonel, OMG, why did IOTA drop to 235? That's a good question, man. We'll have a look at OMG in a second. Since you've asked about IOTA, Sayed, let's get onto that first, man. So IOTA, Sayed's asked the question, why is IOTA dropped to 235? Well, man, in the last couple of days, we've seen some massive growth in IOTA. So you're talking about, I think it was 30% on top of 60% the next day. So really, really substantial growth patterns. I'm just bringing up the charts now so we can take a look. But when you get parabolic growth, you often see profit taking. It's not unnormal. It is natural. Now, this has definitely gone parabolic over the last 7 days, seeing some massive gains. So when you see this sort of chart action, Saeed, when you see this sort of chart action, bro, when it goes flat out vertical like this, okay, you almost always see retracements. It's part of the way that the larger investors work, man. People make 130% over 7 days, like Crypto Chronicles just said. They're going to take some profit. Even I've sold a little bit of the IOTA that I had because it's responsible. I've made a lot of money quickly, and I sold a bit. And Wilkie the Whale, spoke to him this morning. You won't be familiar with him, Saeed, but he's a member of our Crypto Wave investment crew, and he said, look, I'm thinking about maybe dumping at 3, and he was talking to me about dumping his, I don't like to do this. He dumps his whole bag and then tries to buy it back cheaper. And he was considering that move this morning. And he's very, very bullish on IOTA long term, but he still understands that when something goes parabolic like that, people are going to take profits. Now, if you are looking to get back into IOTA, so this is by no means science or maths or anything like that, but I use what's called the Fibonacci sequence. So I take it from its last stable point. If you look at the chart down here, I can hover on the last stable point before it really went into parabolic mode. And we're looking at a price of, before it really started this big growth pattern, we're sort of looking around the price of 40 cents. Now it's gone from 40 cents all the way and spiked up this morning at $2.88. So if you were to add $2.44 in growth, the Fibonacci sequence, which again is not maths or science, is you take back half of that before you start buying. So you take back $1.22 from the high point, which in this case was $3.88, brings us back to $2.66 as a buying point. Sorry, $2.88 was the high, sorry. So $1.66 would actually be a buying point. So for me, I don't know that it'll go quite that low with the hype surrounding it, and with more people becoming aware of Tangle technology, but I actually wouldn't be completely surprised to see it retrace even a little further from those marks because it's had such a substantial run up. The size of the retracement is always going to be, not always, but quite often is relative to the size of the run up. So, mate, I wouldn't be panicking that it's all of a sudden gone, like this, because you've got to take it from where it was stable and where it grew. And I mean, 40 cents was when we were sort of looking at it on the Crypto Wave investment crew. I feared it, bro. I feared it myself. Wilkie went, nah, bang, snapped it up at 40 cents. I feared it and went, nah, those security scares scare me. And then when the market recovered to 80 cents, that's when I got in. Saeed said, I bought in at $2.20, $10,000. Can you give me advice? I think long term you're good, Saeed. I think that I don't think it'd be wise to dump on that now. But you can take a little bit of profit off the table if you're completely worried, but I never like to dump whole bags and grab whole bags. It depends on your personal trading strategy and whether you're in this for a long-term investment or a quick flip. There's a couple of things. Sayed, man, this market's crazy. Sayed said, I literally slept for 3 hours, woke up and saw it drop. But yeah, man, if you put in 10 grand at 220, right? You're up what? 12% on your money? 12% on 10 grand, man. You made $1,200. So, not bad. So yeah, look, I think long term you'll be good, but I wouldn't be surprised to see it drop maybe down to those $2.20 marks and even $2 psychological supports again. Does that mean you should sell? You've got to make your own decision. I haven't got a crystal ball that can tell the exact path of the coin. If IOTA is successful in what they're trying to achieve, I believe that the figures we're talking about now in 250, 220, $2, $3 even, are a drop in the ocean of what it will achieve one day. So yeah, man, it depends on how heavy a trader you are. Some people have a real thirst for trading, and they'll go, okay, well, I've got 220 to 250. It could drop back down to 220. So if I sell now, I can buy back more at 220. But I can't tell you the exact path of the market. What I do know is that I thought it was an excellent diversification from Bitcoin. And for that reason, considering I've been holding Bitcoin on long-term strategy, I'm also holding IOTA on strategy. To give you an idea of how much I sold out, man, I've sold out in total about 15% of my total holding in IOTA because I wanted to take something from my, it's a 3x run for me from my average buy price on that. So for me, taking 15% off the table, at least secured, it doesn't even put me in profit yet with the money I've taken off. So you can never really count profit or losses until you've made the sale. So yeah, it's a cool conversation though, Syed. It's different, different mentalities about investing, and Wilkie is a massive dumper. He dumps everything he's got and tries to buy it back cheaper. I can't stomach that. So I scale. And scaling can be quite successful as well because I can get lots of little trades in the time Wilkie gets one big dump and one big pump. And if you know anything about compounding mathematics, making 50 trades at 1% profit, net profit, so gross profit minus the trade fees. If you do that 50 times, that is so much better than getting 50% once. So it depends on your investment strategy, how labor intensive you want to be with your trading, how long-term of a view you have, how much belief you have in IOTA. Now, I don't know your personal budget, so I don't know whether $10,000 for you is a huge, big investment or whether it's play money. It really depends on personal budgets. And that's what you've always got to keep it relative to as well. I said that to one of our Crypto Wave investment group when he made a joke about only putting in a small investment on an ICO we were doing. And I said, man, it's percentages. Think about it in percentages, not dollar values, okay? Because if you start trying to match yourself with the big whales in our group, because they're throwing, 30 Ether into something and not even blinking, and you're going to do your head in. So just make it relative to your own account, your own budget, your own starting point. Are you making money? Are you happy? Well, stop looking at the greener grass on the other side, because when you get over there, it ain't that green. It's good convo, Syed. Thanks for bringing it up, man. Bitcoin is overbought on all indicators and buy orders are dying out. Be careful, guys. I may be looking for a hedge. Thanks, Joe. I think it's a reasonable advice to take a little bit of profit, guys. I'm a split trader. I like to take a little bit as I go. I think this is a reasonable time. I really do. We're at all-time highs. Great time to take a little bit of profit. You got to make your own decisions, though. Can just keep going. Christmas season coming up. Cousin Joe finds out how much Cousin Jimmy has made and gets into crypto as well, and Cousin Jimmy makes a little bit, and then cryptocurrency reaches critical point where one person getting into it is bringing two more people into it. So yeah, goes past viral status into critical status. That can certainly happen, and if that does happen, you're not going to see normal growth patterns, and therefore taking a little bit of profit off the table right now, you may well regret. But for me, I feel like I win either way. This way, if it dips, I can buy them all back cheaper. If it doesn't, I still got plenty of skin in the game to be happy about. So that's my advice, guys. I'm just getting back down to the live chat because I did go on a big rant there, and Crypto Chronicus did as well in the chat. Crypto Chronicus has got his own YouTube channel, man. I like it. I've hung out there a few times, and I was watching you trade the other day. You got some good music playing there, so I like it. Maybe you should engage the audience every now and again on your channel. Keep the stream going, but every now and again, just jump on for a half-hour discussion. Because you've got a lot of good thoughts, man. A lot of interesting thoughts. Maybe that's a cool idea. It doesn't have to be at set times. You do your channel your way. But I don't know. I reckon people enjoy the discussion, man. I reckon you'd be a good host for it. Everyone who votes yes, go over to Crypto Chronicus' channel and say, speak to us on his live chat. Jiao, how are you? What's he said? Jiao. The kiddies. Jiao, you are one of my most trusted advisors in the Crypto Wave investing crew. and in, you know, some businesses we're working on together and some strategies we're working on together. You're one of my most trusted advisors, and you're in here shilling digital kittens. Oh my God, already making media news. Go away, Xiao. Oh my God, Mark G, you're not. Mark G just said, which exchange is CryptoKitties on, please? Can we stop this conversation? Ethercept said, how many of you installed the MetaMask? No way are those permissions. No kitties for me unless it's a virtual machine, in a virtual machine. Looks like Komodo is spiking, at least on Binance. Good point, Mike T. Komodo has been really bullish, man. It's popped over that $3 mark. Let's have a look at the chart action. I've got it on Bittrex. I've actually got it on, I've been buying it on both exchanges because I've been doing BTC trading on Bittrex, Ether trading on Binance, allowing me to accumulate more KMD. I don't think they have Binance coin to KMD. So yeah, no, but I have definitely been doing Ether trading. I picked up really good prices on KMD on the Ether trade. Picked up 33 of them at a really good price. I'm like, bang, 33 Komodo to add to my Monet's ICO fund. So I was stoked about it. But yeah, let's have a look at KMD. Look, it's Roland, who's actually in our Discord group. He has his own YouTube channel. I've just subscribed to it. He's just starting out. Small subscriber, right? But he did have some real good on a Komodo video, which I'm going, wow. Where is Agent Smith? My goodness. Oh man, that's nice. So yeah. Oh, hang on. No, that's too hard to see. Oh, that's gorgeous. Not just on Binance, Mike. Not just on Binance, on Bittrex as well. Oh my goodness. $3.50. Oh, is it bad that I'm so happy that Wilkie doesn't have it? Sorry if you're watching, Wilkie. No joke. One of Wilkie's friends sent me a message yesterday. This is not a word of a lie. We're going to do 2 Wilkie-based topics right now. One of Wilkie's friends sent me a message yesterday. He had fallen asleep to my show. He was sleeping and snoring, and my voice is in the background. And I'm just like, oh, Wilkie, stop fantasizing over me, please. It's getting creepy. Anyway, the other thing is, Wilkie and I had a bet this morning. Now, I'm not a betting man, as you know, but I figured this one was, you know, reasonably safe because it's a small amount. It's an interesting bet, and the winner doesn't get paid until the end of 2020. But Wilkie is that bullish on IOTA that he believes that, get this, IOTA can achieve 33% market dominance by the end of 2020. That's how bullish he is on it. 33% market dominance by 2020. Now, the reason I think I've just won this bet is because even if IOTA is stupidly successful and surpasses Bitcoin, I only ever predicted Bitcoin to hold a 22% dominance long term if it was going to retain the #1 spot, simply because the dominance will dilute as more currencies become available. That just makes sense. So I think I've just won. And if you guys want to know, I'd like to make this public. The bet is for 2 IOTA. And I've said, well, you know, by 2020, I said, I'll make sure I never, you know, I'll always have at least 20 IOTA in my account, no matter how high it goes, because I don't want to ever give you more than 10% of my IOTA if I'm wrong. But if I'm kind of hoping it moves to a 25% dominance and about $2,000 a coin. And then Wilkie has to essentially pay me $4,000. And again, that would make me extremely happy taking money off of him. 2 MyIOTA, sorry. Yeah, not 2 IOTA. Crypto, okay, good point. Actually, we'll have to define those rules. It's 2 MyIOTA, the major currency. It's a good point. Market cap will be likely over $1 trillion. That's an who is using IOTA speculating with so many platforms is silly. I disagree completely, Ethercept. Sorry. You need different types of technology to be developed, man. Otherwise, we're not going to figure out which one the best one is or the best way forward. Or if there is one particular way forward, I think it'll be a multiple currency future economy, I don't think 1 or 2 going to the top is realistic when so many different value propositions are added. And, you know, the argument brought forward that, oh, any of that can be done on Ethereum or Bitcoin, though. Well, yeah, but I would rather have specialized teams specializing in specific areas within different industries and things like that. That's what's worked historically. It's not one shoe fits all. So, yeah, I actually disagree that speculating on different projects is silly. I think it's a good way to protect yourself a bit against one form of the blockchain technology failing and another one rising. I think over diversification just makes it too hard to manage, but I don't think it's silly. Oh yeah, no, Wilkie's silly. I agree. Bottom line. Ethercept said no. He's not saying that speculating is silly. He's saying speculate that one will dominate so much is silly. Yeah, cool. No, I get half of the conversation half the time, Ethercept. It's not your fault. I get half the convo fast. Anyway, let me go on a rant. You know I love to go on a rant. So it's all good. But, yeah, no, Ethercept's saying that it's silly to predict any coin, really. Any coin getting that sort of dominance. Or, you know, he's saying speculating and diversifying is not silly, just to clarify. And still allowed me to go on my rant where we figured out we're pretty much on the same page. And Wilkie's an idiot. Now that we're all in agreement, let's move on. Nah, man, it's all good. Holy mackerel! KMD spiked to 31,000 Satoshi. I just came back. And that green stick keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Crazy. Oh, I know I'll win that bet. I'm just hoping it goes to $1,000 a coin, Ethercept, so that I'll win a decent bet. Crypto Chronicus said at Crypto K he studied the aerodynamics of the golf ball. And hang on, is Crypto K in the chat? I didn't even see that. I haven't seen you in ages if you're in here, Crypto K. Oh, there you are. Hey, dude. Who's that guy with the stash? Does it cause drag in the water? A little bit. I'm not going to lie. Yes, I've gone all Escobar. No, I'm going to shave it off soon. I did it for Movember, dude. Do you guys have Movember in US? Where everyone grows mustaches? Like the whole society essentially turns into a 70s porn scene during November. It does in Australia. Not actual porn scene, but the mustaches. Good to see you, Crypto K. I hadn't seen you in a while. Crypto Chronica said he studied the aerodynamics of the golf ball and determined that the stash will create a negative pressure above his head, creating lift. Yeah, you should see the floaters I'm doing now. I'm pretty much like a parachute down on landing. I've got to get rid of it. It looks ridiculous. Giving Tree Cultivator, I haven't seen you today, welcome. Decentralized exchanges, bridging and bundling platforms and fiat trading pairs will all decrease BTC dominance, in my opinion, as well as advanced market analysis tools that accompany diverse trading pairs. Very, 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 very true statement, in my opinion, also. Agree. Yeah, I totally agree with that statement, each and every part of it. Nice one. Floyd said, gonna have to get Greenpeace in here with all this whale hunting, referring to me just absolutely smoking Big Wilkie the whale before. The Rocket Radio Show, how are you, man? Sorry I'm catching up on old chat, guys. Oh, you hit, bad luck then. Yeah, okay, Mike T. Didn't quite get to 31,000. Actually, it shows it on the graph here that it did, but then it's got the 24-hour high as 30,450, so might be just a minor graphic incident there on Bittrex for the moment, but it could spike anyway. We're not going to complain. $3.37, it did spike and drop. Good, like, I guess trading opportunity for the swing traders when things start happening like this. I did it a bit on a couple of coins recently. Did some really good swing trading. We're getting 5% swings all the time. Like, if you can just, even 2% swing, guys, if you can just rack up the 2% swings, if you find a good range and you can trade it at 2% and you can hit it 50 times and you've got nothing better to do it. If you know what you're doing, because if you find a range and, yeah, like if you go and take $150, add 1% to it and do that every day for a year, you make $5 grand. So 1% wins can be worth swing trading. Learn how to do it. Take small amounts and learn with small money. Don't try and be a hero. Oh, you started it. I didn't know that. Yeah, this is America. Crypto K said that the US started November. I didn't know that. I thought it was an Aussie thing. No shave November, mostly for beards, says Etherset. Yeah, cool. We just call it Movember. It's all about the porn stash. Well, I've got plenty of silver coins for sale. Rocket Radio Show, if you are interested. I'm also a numismatist. Numismatics. So I've got silver and gold coins, man. So, so the Rocket Radio Show has asked, "Dear sir, is it time to bail, sir?" Dear sir, is it time to bail? I have had a feeling that crypto will be made illegal or taxed heavily. Time to get silver coins. Crypto can be made illegal. Well, it can be attempted to be made illegal. Preventing its use is almost impossible. That's as simple as that. It was made illegal to mine in Venezuela. It probably only increased Bitcoin's use in that country. Other countries that have attempted to make Bitcoin illegal have not done so successfully. So is it time to diversify? Look, I always think holding some precious metals is not a bad idea. I think silver got stupidly overpriced when it was $100 an ounce. I think we've got to agree that that was tulip sort of stuff. I haven't checked the silver prices for a long time, man. Last time I was trading, it was $17 an ounce. You'd have to update me to whether I think it's a good buy at the moment or not. I think it's $16 an ounce when it bottomed out there in May. Roughly May, you'd have to go and check the charts. I'm going off the top of my head. I think it was brilliant buying. And gold at the same time was around $1,200 an ounce from memory. Maybe even a little less. So yeah, I think holding some gold and silver has historically been a very, very smart move. I don't think that you should dump all your gold and silver for crypto. I don't think that's smart. I think diversifying into some actual physical resources, precious metals, because they have held as a store of wealth for thousands of years. So whilst we all might be very excited about the potential for a digital store of wealth, we are in its infant stage. So you want to talk about Bitcoin's worth being its proven track record? That's gold and silver's worth. So yeah, I always think that holding some physical gold and silver is not a bad idea. I hold real estate. That's probably in a bit of a bubble at the moment as well, but everyone just keeps buying. So it'll probably keep going up for another 3 years in Australia before we get that. I think diversification is important. So whilst I don't think that crypto is going to be made illegal, I don't think the governments would be successful I think if they tried to squash a decentralized movement, it would only further unite the people and perhaps bring more attention to the cause. So I don't think it would be a smart move by governments to try and make it illegal. It's my personal opinion. Okay, catching up again, guys. Robert. Sorry, Robert, I'm not great with names, but I'm going to go for it. Robert Vikovsky. I hope I've gone okay with pronouncing the surname. Haha, yes, Movember. I just shaved mine off. Did you? Oh, see, I'm late. Probably should, I don't know. It's like I was late doing it though. Like I literally just grew a beard for a look. I went lazy, just grew the beard and then just shaved it in at the last minute. Pablo Escobar. I was going to go like that sort of porn stash, but then I went with handlebars. I don't know why we're talking about this. It's supposed to be crypto chat. Welcome, Robert. I don't believe I've seen you before. I'd probably remember the surname. It's quite unique. Welcome to join our Discord group, man. We've got a crypto discussion group. I think it's creeping up to 200 members now, but some really good crypto chat that goes on in there. Put 20% into gold, says Joe. Crypto will push up the price of gold, whether it's shut down or not. I think the falling US dollar price pushes up the price of gold. It's just a relative devaluation of US dollars and every fiat currency for that matter. Do I think a major crypto crash is coming at some point? Absolutely. I've said several times, I believe that the same way that we saw a dot-com bubble, we will see a blockchain bubble. But out of the ashes of that bubble will come some of the biggest companies we know. biggest and most successful block companies, whatever you want to call them, in terms of blockchain, because most of it's probably a bit more decentralized, but it still works with some company structures. So let's call them companies. Yeah, I think out of the ashes, we will get our next Googles, we will get our next Apples, we will get our next Microsofts out of what we are seeing right now in the development of blockchain technology. We will also get the crap that everyone has just got overhyped, whittling away. But this theory of 2 coins or 1 coin, it doesn't fit our society. It doesn't fit our differences as people. We're not going to agree on 1 coin. Surely no one believes that. Have we ever, as a race, agreed entirely on anything? 100% no. So it's not going to happen with crypto. So yeah, people like choice. And besides that, it's effective in continuing to develop the technology when you've got competition. Joe, I think the CME futures could go either way. I know you're saying it's a positive thing and most people are reading the market that way. But it does give an incentive for people to have bought up, who know markets, to have bought up Bitcoin in the multi-billion-dollar range, which they're quite capable of if they're running hedge funds. Buying up Bitcoin in the multi-billion-dollar range, dumping it and winning on the shorts. You know how that works, Joe. You've studied markets before. That's possible. What's the best wallet to use, Alex? PIVX. I'm sure you mean Bitcoin wallet, man. I'm just sorry. Okay. Yeah, the PIVX core wallet is the best wallet to use. Only if you're using PIVX, of course. No, there's a few different ones, man. Alex, the Trezor wallet is quite popular. Ledger wallets are becoming more popular as well. It depends on which currency you're talking about in particular, Alex, but there's a lot of guys in our chat who are pretty good with that sort of stuff. And again, we do have our link for the Discord group in our description, so you're welcome to join us there and just ask the group. They'll tell you. I'm not huge on that side of actually, like I'm not a tech guy. So for me to assess one wallet against another, they're all bloody difficult to use at this stage. And until it gets like super easy, they're all going to be bloody difficult for me. But there are people in our group who really can give you a really researched opinion on that, man. So you're welcome to join and ask the question. Crypto Chronicus said hardware wallet, any hardware wallet. See, this is why you should be doing hosted shows instead of just playing music and trading, Crypto Chronicus. You got some good answers. Crypto Chronicus believes you should buy back in at 8 or 9,000 if it corrects. And Etherset believes there's no bubble busting until at least 2019. It's interesting. That's such an interesting debate. Oh, that's what I'm doing, Rocket Radio Show. Rocket Radio Show's asked the question, so is it wise to hold cash for a Bitcoin pullback? I pretty much always think it's wise to have a little bit in reserve because these markets are so unpredictable. And regardless of how low you think they're going to go or how high you think they're going to go, at least for my predictions, have always been exceeded, both in the severity of the dips and the length and size of the parabolic growths. So it's always surprised me. And I think setting sell orders that you would be surprised, buy orders and sell orders that you would be super surprised to hit is not a bad idea, because you would be surprised how often you end up surprised by hitting those orders. The growth, I mean, even in major market cap coins seeing 60% growth, it shows how small our market is. We cheer about it, but in terms of global money, it's nothing. Our entire crypto economy is only slightly worth more than Apple. That's the reality. So we're certainly not we're not a mass adoption yet, and a long way from it. Okay, just getting back to live stuff, guys. Jordan Japan, welcome. Not sure I've seen you before. Jordan Japan, I'm late here. Any predictions long term on IOTA? Sorry if it's been discussed. No, you're right, man. We talked about IOTA. I'm happy to go over that prediction again because I did name it in the title, so that's fair enough, Jordan. Jordan, what I based my sort of rough price predictions on, really, really rough price points, just giving you an idea really how to formulate your own price predictions, is I based it on IOTA being successful in their quest to essentially create a fee-free, secure, fast network. It's just gone up a little bit in the last like half hour while I've been talking about it. So that is the growing trend, clearly affecting the market. Joking, by the way, Jordan. I make jokes about that. But IOTA, man, I think price prediction-wise, if you're looking at the market cap now, it's at $7 billion. Now, there is talk about this being a challenger for Bitcoin, and for a reasonable reason. It's a completely different basis for the use of the blockchain. It's a different way of implementing blockchain technology to provided security can be proven, and provide, once we get a bit of length of time behind the network actually working. If anyone can explain to me why it's not better than Bitcoin, I'd be willing to listen to the argument, but I struggle to find reasons on how it's not. So if you look at it along those lines, and even if Bitcoin has the marketability, first in market principle, which is always going to allow you to hold some level of dominance, provided you don't completely stuff up. So Bitcoin's always going to have that advantage over IOTA. But could, we were looking at other coins in the market cap. Now, to me, the fact IOTA is not valued above Bitcoin Cash is either a stupid overvaluation of Bitcoin Cash or an undervaluation of IOTA. Either way you look at it. But relative to other market cap coins is the best I can do at the moment. So I said, well, for me at least, it's got to be at least as good as Bitcoin Cash. And that brings it to roughly a $10 per coin valuation. I'll reassess once that happens. And it doesn't necessarily mean IOTA goes up to meet that level of Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash comes down to meet the level of IOTA, and IOTA doesn't actually go up from this point at all. So yeah, my price predictions are that it's a coin flip. This is what I've said for a long time, Jordan. It's a coin flip, in that if it's achieved, and it's achieved successfully, it could moon beyond belief. If it's not achieved, this continued security scares, the Tangle technology is proven to be unreliable going forward, then it will essentially drop to a near zero value. So I like to see IOTA as a hedge for me. I've hedged against Bitcoin by using IOTA. To me, that makes way more sense than hedging against Bitcoin with a Bitcoin copy in Bitcoin Cash. That doesn't make any sense to me, hedging against one thing with the same thing. So I've hedged against one with completely different technology. Yeah, so thanks for the question again, Jordan. I'm happy to read, considering I did make it to the title, it's probably drawn you into the chat today. I'm happy to go over that again. If you don't hold any fiat, you don't have the ability to buy back on the dips. That's the upside to having fiat. Exactly, man. Okay, just getting back down to live, guys. If I've missed anything, mainly from Crypto Chronicus. I'm just teasing you, Chronicus, you know that. Yeah, absolutely, Crypto Chronicus. It can be an undervaluation of Bitcoin and IOTA, or an overvaluation of both as well for their respective stages of development. You have to make these decisions for yourself. I'm just giving you my points of view and giving you an idea on how you can work some of the maths out to get your own price predictions. Robert said, I'm expecting a pretty big pull back for a lot of coins that have gone up heaps in the last couple of days, buying the dips. I think it's smart advice, man. Like, if you're talking about the theory of buying low and selling high, anyone who's not completely new to this economy in the last 7 days has probably made money, right? Am I right? For most of your coins, you're above where you bought them. So if you're wondering when's a good time to start taking a little bit of profit off the table, for me, some people like to dump bags. So I don't do that. But it's a good time. It's had some nice run-ups. People are going to likely wait for it to level out because greed kicks in and you go, oh, just see if I can get a little bit more. And then it goes pretty quickly as people start to realize they're not on this wave of support. And they'll have to wait for the next wave of support to hit those highs on any given coin. And this is how market mentality works. Usually there won't be, this market's a little different because you get these massive spikes and retracements that are like 30%, like ridiculous amounts. But usually there will be like just a slight feathering off period at the top before people realize they're not going to get it squeezed any more out of it, and they dump it for something moving quicker or something that's more likely to give them more returns. So yeah, I think with it's been super bullish, but yeah, I don't mind taking profit off the table at this stage. I'm keeping skin in the game so I can win either way. And with any of you who've been in the economy for longer than I have, or as long as I have, you would struggle to be down at the moment, regardless of what coins you've chosen. And that's a little scary, by the way. And that does show that some things are certainly overbought. Xiao doesn't like Bitcoin Cash. He said it should burn, just hurts the whole market. I don't agree. I don't disagree. I just don't have my only opinion. I don't agree that it should burn. People are adopting it as a currency. That's fine. I don't think it has a solution above and beyond Bitcoin, which is why I don't see it as a sensible hedge against Bitcoin. And I think the argument that it's closer or better to, closer to the original white paper is absolute garbage. And if I'm going to stick with a coin that basically says we are never going to develop our technology because that would be against the white paper, good on you. Good luck with that. I'm going to go with a coin that's got an active community trying to improve their coin every single day. You go and stick to Satoshi's white paper and pretend he's God. That's fine. I don't think we should make Satoshi a messiah, and I think that's what Bitcoin Cash is essentially doing by saying we are the closest thing ever to the original white paper. And I think Satoshi would like that. And I shouldn't speak for Satoshi, but I'm going to. Yeah, you got to take some profits, Robert. Sorry, I get familiar with people real quickly, Rob. So if you're offended by me calling you Rob, please let me know. MSBD, I've not yet taken profits since I bought at $29 a BTC. You don't really have a reason to take profits. When you've run up that much, like, you cannot lose from there. Bitcoin would have to completely fail. Still, no profit at all out. Oh, how could you not be tempted to take a little bit out? Ethercept, my profits have been sick. Like, fly to Portugal, pick up Johnny Crypto, fly to Fisher's sick. Ibiza next. I never got across to Ibiza, man. I was looking at Mallorca when I was living in Manchester. We were going to go for a trip, but unfortunately I had a mate blown up in the Surrey nightclub bombings in Bali in 2001, I think it was. So I came back for the funeral. We never went to Mallorca. Sad end to that story, but yeah, we can do Ibiza. Am I getting too old for that though? I'm 35. Shit, I don't know. But pick up Xiao for sure. Maybe we go to Portugal, man. Portugal's a sick place. Let's just, you and me, go to Portugal, catch up there with Xiao. Xiao's like, no, I want to travel. Bad luck, we're coming to your house. You don't need a passport for Ibiza, Johnny? Xiao? Z just said, yeah, so he's in. So it looks like we're all meeting up in Ibiza. Isn't it funny that it's mainly the older members of our group who are really excited about this? Are we trying to recapture our youth? Oh, you prefer Rob? Cool, man. That's easy for me. I had a couple of mates whose name is Robert, but I call them Rob because there's not many Roberts we actually, like, it's either Bob or Rob. Like, Bob's a real common nickname, probably the same. I'm not sure if you're Australian, but probably the same wherever you are, but Bob's a real common nickname as well. But yeah, I prefer Rob or Bob. I've always done that. People call me Fish. I hear Luke and I go, what? Am I in trouble, Mum? MSBD said, I'm 61 and I do Burning Man every year. Come to the burn for sure. I'd love to get to Burning Man. Yeah, I would like to do that. That is definitely a bucket list to do thing for me. I think I would fit in quite well. Because you don't really have to fit in there, right? That's the point. Yeah, I'd love to come to Portugal, man. But I think I'd get terrified by, what's it called? Nari? I can't remember how it's pronounced or what it's called, but it's that big wave in Portugal. Like, ridiculously big. Disgustingly big. I will show you a recent clip on YouTube of a British surfer taking it on and getting absolutely pumped. It is disgusting. I would die surfing that wave, I'm sure of it. It's way too big. In breaking news, Fish, the professional bodybuilder, admits to being a pussy. All right, I'm going to have a look it up. I think it was this guy. British. It was a recent one. He broke his back. Full on. Yeah, horror wipeout. Here it is. 2 minutes long, but I'll screen share it with you. It's Full on, guys. I've had a couple of mates break backs, actually, in surfing. Dangerous sport. Have a look at the size of this thing. Chow, that's your home, brother. I'm not coming there. Look at this. Hey. No, watch him get smashed, man. He gets bounced. Look at him. That's him there.
He breaks his back.
He breaks his back.
Yeah, sorry, that's scared.
Just look at that.
Yeah.
It's insane, right?
Oh.
Pô, o gajo foi projetado, meu.
Yeah, I agree, whatever that is. I don't know. Chow, can you translate what that dude said? I'm assuming it said, that guy just said, holy shit, that dude's dead for sure. Something like that. I imagine that's what was said there. Full on. Full on. But yeah, I'll come to Portugal. It'll be fun. Ethercep's 38. Everyone's just disclosing their ages here. Oh, Shell Harbour. Love Shell Harbour. Yeah, Robert. Rob, I used to be a national customer service manager for hospital television rentals. So we did Shell Harbour Hospital. Been down there a few times. Beautiful part of the country. Okay, just catching up, sorry guys. Yeah, he did get hammered. Yes, he is a crazy surfer. It's crazy that he's British and surfing to start with. No, there's actually some pretty good waves over in Britain. It's just that, you know, it's not a massive part of the culture because of the climate. There's some intense waves. Got some good waves. Yeah, that's crazy. Like, but I got a couple of mates like who go ridiculously big waves. If you guys go and have a look at, I don't know if you find it anywhere, but if you go and have a look at Jake Stone's wipeout on the right in Western Australia, he should have died. I don't know how he didn't. It's disgusting. And his brother sat here in my lounge room and laughed about it. I said, he probably should have died. He goes, yeah. I'm like, and that's funny because... Question about Binance. Fire away, MS Bitheath, whenever you're ready. Happy to answer your question. Yeah, I remember that, Joe. So that's a good point, guys. I was actually trying to think of that one this morning, Joe. I couldn't remember it off the top of my head. Joe's come in and just said, guys, remember I told you Byteball? Well, bro, remember I told you Byteball is similar tech to IOTA. So I didn't actually end up looking into it after that, but I'd be more interested because connect the dots. It happens all the time in this economy. People see one thing, they find out what its core feature is, they find something else offering the same core feature, essentially, with a slight variation, and they jump on board of it. So let's have a look at Byteball quickly and see if it's already, like, people are starting to... Is that Byteball bytes? Is that GBYTE, like gigabyte? Is that what it is? I think it is. Google Byteball versus IOTA, you can't post links. No, I don't know how to allow that. It's up 20%. But in terms of historical highs, it's still... It's fine. It's actually come down quite a lot against BTC. Like, if you look at the chart, no, it's up 20%. Nice, restoring confidence, but that might be something interesting because it's peaked at over $800 a coin before. It's had a horrible few months, says Joe. That's interesting, man. We like to buy low and we like to sell high. Now, guys, can I draw a comparison? Can I draw a comparison quickly? Grossel coin was bought to me as the next vert coin, and I thought, well, we don't really necessarily need another vert coin, so I didn't really look strongly into it. And Grossel coin's gone ridiculous since then. Perhaps this is an opportunity to have a look at something that is offering a same base technology to IOTA with a slightly different value proposition that could be seen as an acceptable Pepsi to IOTA's Coke. It could happen, it might not. I want to go and do more research on it. And Joe, honestly, bro, I was trying to think which one it was this morning. I was dead set trying to join those dots. I could not remember which crypto was using similar technology. So me personally, I am actually going to go and have a look at that one because coming off those lows, excuse me, and if I do see the same as you, and I haven't even assessed it yet, But if I come to the same general consensus that you've come to, that Byteball offers similar technology to IOTA and offers a competitor to IOTA, then I will be buying Byteball simply for that reason, because I think people join the dots and you got to do it quicker than them. So I'm going to have a look at it. Yeah, giving tree cultivators into it as well. He said, yes, buy it. Still curious why Byteball doesn't get more publicity. Cutting edge tech already has great functions, smart contracts. There's a distribution of shares. So when it was $800, there were about half the number of shares. Okay, what's the inflation, mate? Circulating supply of 645 million. Sorry, 645,000. Beg your pardon. So it's used to talking in bigger figures in this economy. The overall supply is only 645,000. Sorry, the total supply is only 1 million, and it's 2/3 of the way there. Just under 2/3 of the way there. It's not a huge inflation rate to come, depending on what time period the rest of the inflation's to come. That's interesting. Thanks, Joe. Joe said exactly. I got into Byteball back in January, saw the massive pump and dump. They don't have their act together on the PR side, but the underlying tech and wallet software is great. That's fine, but they will have to obviously get that other side together, Joe. I spoke about it yesterday, how pretty much there's going to be a lot of good companies with good tech, like with good base tech, that go under because they don't have the community behind them. That's likely to happen. So they do need to make sure they do that, get together. But, you know, good technology is a great start, obviously. So especially if they're one of the few. Like, is it actual Tangle technology? Is it the same protocol, if you like? I'll look into it. We'll do a review on it. Byteball. Okay, we'll do a review on that one soon. And so we might even just do a Byteball versus IOTA review. Be an interesting video, right? The Byteball distribution model caused the initial price peak, incremental airdrops. Thanks. Oh, hang on. Does that mean I've got some Byteball? I probably have. I think I've seen it on one of my accounts somewhere. Byteball is faster than anything I've used. And no, I'm not just a fanboy. I suppose a little, but it ain't like that. It's all right, Joe. We encourage fanboys here. Now, I think like you'll even agree with me though, Joe. As big a fan as you are of Byteball, you're not going to take your entire crypto investment portfolio and dump it all into Byteball. I work for PIVX. There is no way in the world I would take every single dollar I have and dump it into PIVX. It's not smart. It just leaves yourself too exposed. So I really believe that even though Joe said, you know, he's bullish. He's clearly bullish on Byteball. But I don't see it as being a fanboy, man. As long as you talk about other coins, you know. People getting this, you see it most with Bitcoin, where people have made so much money, they've been in from the start, they've been dedicated to it for 5 or 10 years, and they've become attached to the coin. And that can blind you, can get you blinkers on inside the box, and it's dangerous. And that's why I like to keep looking at other coins and continuing to sometimes shut down an investment to diversify to another one. I like to stay active because it keeps me thinking. I think if you just assume that you've stumbled onto the greatest thing of all time and it will never change, you are going against what history has taught us about almost every industry and every living organism on the face of this earth. We are in the middle of crypto evolution. This is Darwinism played out in crypto, guys. The strong will survive, the weak will die. That's what we're saying. That's what we're going to see. That's my personal opinion. Again, how long have I been on for? Ages. What are you guys doing keeping me here? I'm out. Way too long today. These are turning into hour-and-a-half shows. Have to regulate this chat. Everyone gets 3 comments per show. Especially you, Crypto Chronicus. You've got your own YouTube channel. No, I'm joking, bro. But you should open up discussions over there as well, because it'd be good. You've got a lot of good stuff to say. All right, I'm going to do one last thing before we go. As we always do, let's have a look at the market. I'll bring you over to screen share. And we'll just have a look at how it's trending, guys. because I haven't had an update since we got on and started talking either, so that's good for me as well. I would like to see for my own. Here we go. Let's do an update. 350. Drum roll, please. And Australia's fantastic. Oh, we've dropped a little bit. Fish never has that effect. That sucks. All right, let's go and have a look at the individual coins. Last hour. It's a good mix of red and green. So it's clear that, you know, most of the money has come out of coins that I'm not involved in. Okay, a little bit out of IOTA as well. Yeah, IOTA's starting to retrace. I mean, this is not unusual after these parabolics, guys. Look at this 7-day action. 7-day action, wow. In general, it looks to be flowing more towards the middle of the market, but good mix of green and red in the last hour. Oh, hello, pay token, continuing. Nice to see. Zhao's got his crypto debit card from Pay, so that's probably what's affected it, is Zhao is spending multiple millions of dollars that he's made through crypto, and now he's spending that through his 10x credit card. I'm joking, of course, guys. Look at Dogecoin going from strength to strength. Maybe someone will start bringing out and breeding virtual dogs. It's got to happen, right? If the cats have been successful. The dog lovers in the world are going to go nuts unless we bring out a virtual dog. Binance coin's been crazy, 266. Most of these we did actually, yeah, this is getting up to that $25 mark again. Most of them are looking really nice, guys. Really, you've got to be happy with these sorts of growth patterns. Good to see. Zhao made a good call on this. He called it around 37 or something. Said Zcoin's getting too cheap, guys. He put that shout out on our Discord group. So anyone who listened to Zhao has made themselves a quick 6%, 7%. Nice to see. I'm liking the look of this market. I don't know about you guys, but it looks quite nice. I've still taken some profit off the table, so I'm set either way. Whatever you're doing today, have a great day. Be responsible with your investing. Only ever invest what you can afford to lose. And if you hadn't already figured out, this is not financial advice, not even close to it. But I do love dropping in and chatting crypto with you guys each day. So we'll be back tomorrow for another crypto conversation and discussion. And seamless sign out. Fish out.